more aid!
No more aid!
Stop the funds for deadly raid!
Stop the funds for deadly raid!
To the Zionists, to the apartheid state of Israel, listen, you Bibi! We, the people of Los Angeles, charge you with the act of genocide. Whether it is today or tomorrow, we will not stop speaking until you either die or Palestine is free. And your minions here on Wilshire Boulevard, whether you move from Fairfax, or you go to Westwood, or you go to Santa Monica, or you go to the ocean, we will fucking change you!
We're proud Israelis, you guys would have had more people here.
Yeah, more people here.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter how many we're here. We're in the right, you're all in the wrong.
Exactly.
Doesn't take.
And how does it work with who can stay on what side of the street? Because they had some of these guys coming to the other side of the street earlier.
Yeah. It's still, streets are open, the sidewalks are open, people are able to go back and forth. No one's got a permit that gives them the right to a sidewalk.
Okay.
We ask them and they cooperate with us by staying on either side. So they stay with their group and they protest against the other. It works out best for us. Sometimes we have to put a line of police officers between two groups that are arguing, just to keep everybody safe. Okay. We'll do that if we have to, but we haven't had to do that so far.
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry!
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry!
Palestine will never die!
Palestine will never die!
Guys back from over there.
We are here!
Gaza, Gaza, we are here!
Tell your children not to fear!
Tell your children not to fear!
Gaza, Gaza, we are here!
Gaza, Gaza, we are here!
I will.
Tell your children not to fear!
I came over to their side like they came over to our side, and they're only selectively pushing me away.
We gotta go across the street.
Okay, as soon as those guys come back,
we'll get those over
here.
there.
Okay.
Right now. Come on.
All right. I'm not afraid of them. You know, I don't mean to sport. Now you have more of them over here. We'll get them, okay? As long as that happens.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Flags on each side of the street. The Jewish flags across the street, Palestine flags on here. We got to keep them separate. Like they're telling us across the street.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Shoot missiles at children! Pregnant woman died today!
You have to understand the history here. The history is going back to '67. After the preemptive war that we struck when we were in self-defense war, all the Arabs in all of Israel, especially in the south in Gaza and Hebron, thought they were all going to be slaughtered by us. They were thrilled that we left them alone. But because we didn't send them out of our land, they spent the next 45 years building up to what we see now, where the whole Middle East is surrounded with haters of Israel, Hezbollah and the Muslim Brotherhood, and now Hamas and Fatah, and we gave them all of Gaza against the better advice of all the majority of the Jewish people all over the world. We gave them the whole of Gaza. All they did was bring their rockets closer, and the last few weeks and months have seen what that has brought: destruction to Sderot and Beersheba and Hebron and all the areas in the south of Israel. This is an absolute outrage. They are nobody went crying to the UN for the escalation of an outrage of violence when they were throwing thousands of bombs on us for the last 4 years. And as soon as we give them a little taste of what we're capable of doing to them, they go crying to the UN. And then the UN is going to come back and condemn only Israel for this outbreak of violence. And all I can say is I condemn the UN for existing, because they are the part of the problem. They protect people that want to destroy us and wipe us off the map. They don't want to live in peace. It's all a lie. And if you want to ask me any other questions.
How worried are you that this escalation can grow into something more?
I'm not worried at all. The Palestinians and the Arabs should be worried that it will grow into something, because we can take care of ourselves. Israel has shown throughout the last 60 years, against all odds, that it's able to defend itself. And with the God of Israel protecting us, we have been able to defend ourselves. And the escalation can only hurt them. It won't hurt us. I'm in favor of the escalation because I'm sick of having to do this every 4 or 5 years, that people have to suffer and die and get rained on missiles in the interim until finally Israel said they had enough. This is a failed policy by Israel. They should go in there and clear the place. They should all go to Egypt, where they originally came from. The land of Israel was given to us 4,000 years ago by God to Abraham, and when we conquered it in the time of Joshua after Moses and the Exodus, the land of Israel was given to us by God. It is our land. They have 22 nations to go in the Arab world and live. They can live in any one of them with our blessing, but they cannot and should not remain in our land or anywhere close proximity to what is the land, the biblical land of Israel. It is our land.
Thank you,
God gave it to us. Against our better judgment and the majority of the Jewish people's opinions all over the world, 7 years ago we gave Gaza entirely back to the Palestinians as a gesture of peace, a unilateral gesture of peace. And we got nothing but them moving closer and rocketing us for the last 7 years. 4 years ago we went in briefly, and now since then they've built up to where they're raining thousands of missiles on us in the last couple of years. But it's not reported in the Western media. And so this looks like a minor provocation led Israel to make a disproportionate response, and it's not true at all. People got killed today in the morning in Israel, and they've been raining down missiles on us nonstop for the last few months without any kind of response on Israel's part. Finally, Israel said they'd had enough, and they went in, and they just wanted to stop. But they don't want peace. If they wanted peace, they could have had peace 47 years ago. They could have had peace 60 years ago. This is an ongoing conflict because they won't realize that this land was given to us by God, and they have 22 other nations that they can live among their Arab brethren. Why do they have to live among us, who they hate and they want to wipe us out? Let them go live with their Arab brethren. We see the Middle East for what it is, and how they live so wonderfully and peacefully among themselves. What makes the world think that they can live peacefully ever with people we have nothing in common with? Religion-wise, culture-wise, background-wise, historical background. There's no possible solution. Two nations cannot live on one piece of land. It's just never happened anywhere in the world without bloodshed.
And do you think this is going to escalate into a full-out war?
Well, I hope it does, personally, because I'm tired of having to come back every 7 years or every 4 years and just do minor little operations to try and scare them into stopping. I want it done. Should have been over in '67. They should never have gotten to the position of raining thousands of missiles back on us after the 6-Day War. After the 6-Day War, they were suppliant to us. They were completely thought they were going to walk into their cities in Gaza and to Hebron and slaughter all of them for what they've done over the past 60 to 100 years before that. And we didn't. We should have sent them out of the country. That was the big mistake of Israel. But the bottom line is we left them alone and tried to make peace with them. And this is the reward we get. For 45 years, they have been escalating to now the whole Middle East, from Hezbollah in the north and Syria in the north, all the way around to the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. There's no Camp David Accords anymore. The peace process of Oslo is dead, and they want to just choke us off and surround us. And so it's time that Israel stood up for itself. Long past time. We shouldn't be here 45 years later. We should have solved the problem in 1967, and it should have been over for history. This is irresponsible policy of the Israeli government all these years to let Jewish blood flow in the streets in terrorism because they were too afraid of world opinion to send the Arabs out of our land that God gave us and send them back to their lands where they have 22 nations that they can live amongst.
Why don't you go in and talk to them on that side?
I'm talking to both sides. It's your turn. It's murder on both sides.
It isn't murder.
And
self-defense is never murder. Self-defense is never murder. Self-defense is never murder.
But murder
We're not hiding behind religion. We're following God's laws. We're not murdering. We're not murdering. Killing is not murder.
Not holy.
Killing in war is not murder.
There's one side who is one side believes.
Are the Palestinians looking to have a peaceful state next to Israel?
Do you think if somebody took your land, you're willing to live with whoever took your land?
Is that a long way of saying no, the Palestinians are not looking to live side by side with the Jewish Israel?
Yes.
So the people here, they're basically looking to conquer Israel and make it Palestine, Arab Palestine.
They want the Palestinians to have their own state and the Israeli to go back to where they came from.
Well, the Jews came from Judea.
If you read the history, the Jew came from so many, not the Jews, the Zionist organization came from many places. If you talk to most of them, everybody has different view, but they all have the same goal, as Israel occupy their land.
But not just the West Bank and Gaza, you're saying all of what was Palestine.
Yes, it's true.
Outside of Jordan, west of Jordan.
That land was a Palestinian land.
So this is not really about where we draw the border.
Israel never made a border for itself until today, and Palestine border is already known.
This is so your goal is essentially to conquer Israel and make it a Palestinian state.
It was a Palestinian state.
Make it again, but an Arab state.
It was a Palestinian and Arab state. It has to go back to what originally was.
Missiles for years. We gave you Gaza against the wishes of all the Jews in the whole world. The majority didn't want to give you anything. And as soon as you got it, you come closer, destroy everything we built for 15, 20 years there, and then you start bombing us from closer and hitting us better. That's the sum total of the expulsion from Gaza in 2005. How can you justify yourself?
We gave you Gaza back
unilaterally, a gesture of peace, and all we got in exchange was death and missiles,
what do you really
and the
want?
children having to hide in shelters.
No,
what do you really want?
I understand your viewpoint, which is you made as you are the poor guy who came in and who somebody took your land, when actually, if you look at it, you took Palestine. You came in from the 1892 resolution of choosing which country Israel or the Zionist organization wants. They choose one country, which is Palestine, from either Africa or Argentina or the land of Palestine. Wow. You guys choose to come to our land, which is like a chess game, which one we should take.
Belongs to the Jewish people.
God is not the real state.
Yes, he is.
There's no country
He created
Palestine.
the world.
No
Palestine
country.
is a Roman name they gave to the land after they conquered Judea. They hated us so much. The land belongs to the Jewish people
It's not
from
even an
now,
Arabic
exclusively
name,
and
Palestine.
forever. The land belongs to the Jewish people. Side by side, two nations have never lived in the same piece of land anywhere in the world, even in North Ireland. They can't live when they have such cultural similarities, and they expect us, when we have different religion, different culture, different history, different everything, and they expect the world expects us to live in peace with them. They can't even live with themselves in peace all over the world. They slaughter each other for whatever differences they have or whatever suspicions they have of each other. The point is, either Islam ends or Judaism ends. Either Islam conquers the world or Judaism conquers the world. There cannot be any other way.
Is Judaism looking to conquer the world?
Judaism is the Torah, is the commandment, is the revelation of God on earth, of the true message of who God is. He gave it to the Jewish people as a signpost for all of humanity, for all of mankind, that we're supposed to go to this land, Israel, live the life of Torah Judaism to show the whole world how human beings are supposed to live. And when no interruptions and no distractions and no influences to become evil and no idolatry, and that's what we have. The reason we have the land is because God gave us the land, and we need no other justification for our cause. All the Jews in LA, all the shuls, all the schools, all the so-called community leaders, the establishment leaders, where were you? They're attacking our land, our homeland.
Our land that doesn't exist.
That's right. That's right. Palestine is what doesn't love.
on your face.
Yeah, Moses.
Free any Palestine. Free Palestine. Moses will spit on your flag and your face. And you'll say shame on you for representing me in occupation. You're not a Jew and you respect occupation and terrorism. You're not a Jew. A Jew supports humanity, respect, and not terrorism. Free Palestine.
In any event, before we are interrupted, my contention in this little bit is to show that there is a lack of leadership in our community. There's a lack of activism. There's apathy. There's denial. There's fear. People are afraid of these people. The terrorism wins. Just like crime pays, terrorism wins. These guys are afraid to show up to protect and stand up for our people getting killed in Israel. At a time like this, they'll say Tehillim in the shuls. Thank God. That works. They'll learn Torah. That works. They'll do mitzvahs. That works. Everything works. But there's also comes a time when you got to hit the streets. And that is not known in our people's lexicon, except, unfortunately, the liberal parts of the Jewish people who know to march for seals and Bobby Seale and free Palestine. They had Jews on their side. I heard they had Jews on their side. One of them was speaking. This is an outrage. Where are you, Jewish LA? Orthodox Jewish LA? There was plenty of people on the other side of the street. We needed numbers. We needed signs. We needed your participation. We need to show the world that Chilul Hashem of people lying about our God, about our Torah, about our people will not stand. ZOA, where were you? Children of Holocaust survivors, where were you? There is a Holocaust they want to do to your people, to our people in Eretz Yisrael. Where were you? You have to come out and you have to protest and you have to stand up with pride in your Judaism and pride in your Torah heritage and pride that the land of Israel is the holy land given to us by God. And without it, we're going to have displays like this where liars hit the streets and chant slogans that make us look like baby killers when they're the ones that hide behind the babies when we have to retaliate. And they're the ones who aim and try to hit our babies and children. That's what their major goal is, to hit women and children.
Well, maybe this wasn't an important enough occasion, you think, with the media here?
During the time when Israel's under siege and Israel is having to go to war, it is absolutely the time to show support all around the world. Jews all around the world should be showing support for Israel. We should all be planning to leave and go back to help the war effort. It's just unfortunate that we know from past experience that unfortunately these policies get calmed down much too soon. They let them off the hook yet again, and then it just ratchets up the next time, and 4 years from now, whatever, God forbid. Why can't we finish the job once and for all and get it done with? I don't want to kill any Arabs. I don't want Jews to die. I want us separated. There is no room in this land for both of us. And since God gave us the land, he gave us a charge. The land belongs to him, and we're not allowed to give an inch of it away. But we have to stand up all over the United States. Jews have to stand up in Israel's crisis in its time of emergency. We have to show that we're unafraid to hit the streets and to express our voice into the atmosphere that we believe in the right and the justice of the cause of Israel and the Jewish people in Eretz Israel, in the land of Israel.